Alright, good morning, herd share family. It is a brisk Saturday morning and I'm out here with Ruth. I promised that I would be talking to you guys about some of the things going on our farm. They're a little more in-depth in a video format, and so that's what this is. And I want to talk to you specifically about Ruth and keep you guys informed of everything that's going on here. When we set up this herd share, we absolutely had the intention of truly sharing our herd and everything that's going on in the herd with the people who have signed up for it and are, hey, come on, there's a calf behind the camera trying to, come on, there we go, sorry. But anyways, sharing everything that goes on in like just brutally honest fashion. I don't know if you guys remember, some of you may, we had an issue this past fall with Ruth here getting a little bit of mastitis, and that mastitis cleared up, but she got it again at the beginning of November, which I just thought was super weird. I went ahead and had the vet send off samples of her milk to the state lab to get it tested, and it turns out that Miss Ruth here, poor thing, is dealing with something called Staphylococcus aureus in one of her teeth. So her udder is the whole thing, and then she's got 4 teeth, and one of those quarters has this bacteria in it. Now, most of you probably don't know anything about what that means for a cow. You might have heard of it on humans and that it's pretty much normal on humans, which it is. But in a cow's udder, it can be devastating, and most like conventional dairies will just cull their cow. They'll just get rid of the cow, put them on the meat truck or whatever it is. Unfortunately, because we have such a small situation, that's not an option for us. We can't just get rid of a cow because she's got one bad quarter. That being said, there's a lot of implications with this bacteria. It can be spread to the other cows. They say it's super contagious, but that's studies done in conventional dairy situations where the cows are in close confinement. We're not in, would you get out of here, Clementine? Go on. Sorry. Where the cows are in close confinement, and so there's a lot more opportunity for contact between the cows. In addition, they're probably not out in the sun much, and the sun has some powerful antibacterial properties in its UV rays. So when we first heard about this, we were like, what should we do? Should we try to make it so that we just deaden that quarter? She'll never freshen out of that quarter again. It won't produce milk for the rest of her life. I don't love that option either, because it means a very, very painful treatment for the cow, chemical burn essentially up into her udder. Do not love that option. The other thing that we could do is, like I said, cull her. Not an option for us really. Or we could try and treat it, but the treatment protocols have a success rate of anywhere between 12 and 37%, which is kind of terrible, to put a cow through treatment, to give the antibiotics and have to pull her milk for 30 days or so. That's not something that we're looking forward to having to do. So we struggled for many days going back and forth on what are we going to do about this problem. We love Ruth. She's a very sweet cow, as you can see. She's probably the most well trained as far as like handling or being handled on, oh my gosh, Oakley, go on, these cows are so nosy. As far as like being trained on a halter, she's an absolute dream. She's great around our kids, and we just love her. She's part of our little family here. So I had come to the decision basically that we were going to kill the quarter. We were going to kill the quarter. We were going to probably sell her, and we were going to just take the hit and hope for the best, hope that we come into some money soon and we can afford a new cow to add to the herd. But that decision, I was fraught with like anxiety and stress about that decision. I didn't love the conclusion I had come to, so went to church, heard a sermon that sounded like it was tailored for me. Of course it wasn't, but it sounded like it was. And we decided that instead of doing that, instead of killing the quarter, selling her off, and kind of like toiling away trying to fix the problem ourselves, we are going to treat her. I'm not going to treat her with antibiotics because the antibiotic success rate is so ridiculously low that there's really no point in doing antibiotics and kind of ruining our like organic mindset here. I found a few articles that talked about holistic treatments that are just as effective, if not more so, than antibiotics. And so we're going to try some of those things. And in doing so, I'm 100% going to be put in this situation in the hands of God and just asking for His mercy on this whole situation. I am going to be asking you guys to please be praying for Ruth while she undergoes treatment. We haven't started treatment yet. Right now her staph is in remission. When it flares up again, we will start treatment. And I would just ask that everyone be praying for Ruth, be praying for our herd share, be praying that our options don't become limited by this bacteria that is very common and very difficult to get rid of. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. We love Ruth, and she produces great milk for us. She's a good mom to her baby Clementine. She's a good addition to our herd and our family, and I really don't want to have to source another new cow because it is difficult out there right now trying to get good cows at a halfway decent price. So anyways, that's what's going on with Ruth, and that's what's going on with your herd share. And so yeah, if you guys would just join us in prayer and ask that Ruth be healed. I'll let you know when that time comes that we start treatment and that all gets kicked off. But until then, just be praying for her and praying for healing on this pretty girl. She's only 3 years old. She's like a baby. She's very young. So for her to have this diagnosis so young is just, it's not fair. You know, life's not fair. So yeah, anyways. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next week.